Hi Cecilia, thanks for sending us in your question here about graphing another exponential function. If you look at this one, this is the exponential graph again, but there's a +2 on the outside. So that essentially means that the graph is going to be raised to units. Okay, so we will see that when we make our graph here. So let's make an XY chart. Again, we'll plug in the standard values because there's no x shift. If there was an x shift, we'd have to change the standard values around the x shift. Okay, so if I plug in -2, 3 to the -2 is 1/9 plus 2. Okay, so I'm going to write this as 2 to the 9th versus improper fraction. If I plug in -1, I get 3 to the -1, which is 1/3, plus 2. So this is 2 and 1/3. Okay, plug in 0. 3 to the 0 is, yep, you guessed it, 1 plus 2 equals 3. Plug in 1, you get 3 to the 1, which is 3, plus 2, which is 5. Okay, plug in 2, 3 squared is 9, plus 2 is 11. Okay, so now we go over here and graph these points. -2, 2 and a ninth, so that's like barely above 2. -1, 2 and a third, so we'll say it's right there. 0, 3, so there's our y-intercept. And then 1, 5, right here. And then 2, 11, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, spot right there. Okay, so notice this one actually is now coming from around 2 here, and then it's going to go, oops, through there, and then up. Yeah, I'm drawing a pretty zigzaggy line here, but that's due to the tablet we're writing on is not the best for writing straight lines. But here is our asymptote right here. And this line here, notice the horizontal line. So the asymptote is y equals 2. Okay, so that answers part of the question there. And then the domain, okay, so look at the domain. Again, domain is just possible x values. Okay, so is there any limitation on x here? Well, the answer is no. We can plug in any x value we want. So it would be -infinity to infinity. Or they sometimes say all real numbers. Okay, and then the range here is we can't plug in any y values here because the graph doesn't go through here. It starts at about 2, okay, and it goes to infinity, the y values. So it starts at 2 and goes to infinity. And it does not include 2. That's why there's a parentheses there around the 2 versus a bracket would be there if it included 2. All right, thanks for sending us your question.